here, the Tunguskas are now firing on the Delta Force, which have emerged from the woods to deal with the Spetsnaz, and the Tu-55s are coming in to finish them off. You can see their armoured personnel characters of the riflemen and the paratroopers have been brought in, but there's just too many PTR Conquerors. Don't work. See, the fighting is very intense. The M113s are distracting the Conquerors, firing their ATMs. He also seems to be going for an all-or-nothing attack. This is that clever anti-aircraft artillery, the tanks, just providing more targets for the Conquerors. However, they strike lucky, and we run out of supplies. As you can see, the Delta Force have moved incredibly close to my one remaining command vehicle. If they destroy this, we'd have definitely been quite at a very well disadvantage. However, the artillery has managed to make me retreat it. However, as some compensation, the Delta Force pounced on the Tunguskas, which are a bit too close to the woods. Unfortunate, but I don't know. It was a good maneuver by them. Two Tunguskas down, and a flank opened up. However, they're not thinking that our Tunguskas are down and we're now defenses against air forces. They're bringing in their Hog gunship helicopters. However, as before, the other pair of Tunguskas. Now their artillery has definitely weakened us. Not all of our anti-tank infantry have been wiped out. But the Tunguskas are still here, and they're still very much a threat, quickly knocking out the Hogs. Also, my ally has brought in some Mi-24P gunship helicopters. This will forces the Delta Force back into the woods. The Hogs were starting to open fire on the command vehicle for a second, but they were reprioritized to attack the Tunguska. At this point, the artillery and the number of Hogs overwhelms it, and they are unfortunately wiped out. However, they've definitely done their job. Also, the Mi-24Ps can open fire on these helicopters. They don't have any cannons for dealing damage to other helicopters, and the Mi-24's cannons quickly bring one down. At this stage, we pushed out the Delta Force from here, and my Spetsnaz going to try and recapture the FB. However, soldiers from us are very much still a threat, and wipe out the Spetsnaz. However, I managed to take out over half of their units, and now that I know where they are, I can bring in the Tu-55s and more Spetsnaz to wipe them out. One of my tank destroyers is now retreating, and the Delta Force are advancing to try and cut it off. However, we still have these Mi-24s here. They'll make short work of the Delta Force. See, the Mi-24s open fire. Now, at this point, they know that our anti-aircraft defenses are definitely down. We couldn't have had any more than 4 Tunguskas here. So they bring in an Apache gunship. Now Mi-24s are now clear of the area, the Hogs going down, the Delta Force are destroyed, and they're being pushed back across the river. We now have 1 tank destroyer with half its rockets left, and some Hinds to defend this command armor. So now the Apache's coming in, and however, we still have these 2 Mi-24s, and they are equipped with a Gishik 30K machine gun. Apache's gun is superior to the Mi-24s, but it's outmatched 2 to 1, and there you go, another 165 points or so to us. Now the Spetsnaz in vastly superior numbers are coming in. It's a close fight, as the soldiers of mass can receive the benefits of the FOB, which is in their possession, and manage to hold on very well. Now I'm recalling the smirches. The hotel has been cleared, so we can now gain access to the FOBs again. Combat level 4 for the soldiers of mass before they fall, but hotel is now ours. The attack has been successfully repelled. Close, but there we go. Now I'm recuperating my force and can take a new look at, so let's take another look at the battle. Foxtrot's still there, so there's now a sort of stalemate between their defensive line and my allies' defensive line. I've now been left more or less in control of this side with the aim of just pushing them back. I know that they will have they have several units in there. They got Roland, they got artillery. I didn't exactly know how much they'd thrown at India to destroy it. As you can see, almost all of their units have been destroyed, and it's put us at a 1,200 point advantage. However, they do control Lima, Juliet, Oscar and Papa, which gives them a significant economic advantage over us. We only own Charlie and Bravo, so they're definitely earning more points at this point. As you can see, we're bringing in more PTR Conquerors and Fago teams to reinforce India. We still own it, we can bring in forces here. Up here I've brought in one of my recon helicopters that I was using to spot the soldiers from us here, and have a look, having a look around. Now I know that they had a command vehicle here earlier. My ally was too ignorant to attack it because he was sick of my bad decision making, but I've got his artillery now and we will open fire. My allies brought some T-55s to hold the line until we can get dug in. Definitely appreciated his help here. And I'm bringing in the Tunguskas from this side to deal with the Apaches and other helicopters they're bringing in, such as the Lynx TOW-2 ADM helicopter. So he pushed the line up here, and the artillery is opening up. Although the MIT doesn't actually not have line of sight on the command vehicle, it's close enough to allow the width of the artillery to close down, and boom, CV down, 4 less points to them. Could have been so much earlier, but there you go. Conquerors now advanced. Their tow keeps and helicopters cannot fire at the Conquerors, meaning that they can knock out the tow keeps without any danger of opposition. And even more units are being brought in. The M's are being reinforced. However, unfortunately these ones are not vetted like mine ones were, so they'll take a bit of time to get their accuracy up to scratch. But we have definitely held on to India and Hotel despite all the forces thrown against us. At this point I've moved up and spotted another command vehicle here. Unfortunately, Smirches take a long time to aim, and I noticed this Roland was preparing to fire, try to retreat it, but oh dear, another one. Quick work made of it, and the command vehicle is now aware that after the attack on Juliet, another volley is probably heading its way, and so pulls away to another part of Mike. At this point, I wasn't actually aware of this Roland. I thought this one I just got lucky, so I bring in another Mi-24 to try and hunt down the command vehicle before they can reinforce it. Small mistake, but in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that significant. Again, these forces are doing a very valiant effort of holding on to Foxtrot. Our attacking forces have been reduced, and has closed the points difference to only 600. So you see they're bringing in more anti-aircraft helicopters to take out our scout helicopters. And the 80 km Dragoons that were in the town are now being brought up to be able to get close enough to destroy the Tunguskas and the BTRs without being killed by the Conquerors. This one, there was a bit of a lull in the battle as each side reinforced. We barely survived, so we definitely weren't feeling too strong. This FOB has been drained, and I'm moving my BM-3 Smirches from FOB to FOB to resupply. So you can see they're hoping to again wear us down with the mortars and artillery because we have unarmoured units. and then attack. Also, some Anglo teams are brought forward and make short work of a recon helicopter. These are very good anti-aircraft infantry, definitely preferable to the Strellas as they are far more accurate. Another MI2 recon helicopter is coming up. I was going to send it over here to see if I could spot the command vehicle flying between the two Rolands, but I noticed there's a large amount of 80 GM Dragoon infantry, and I thought that would be a very nice target for the Smirches. All the forces that were defending Hotel are now being moved up the front line to attack Mike. This one here, there's been an attack by Pumas and Bees, dropping up Delta Force and Socials from us. I brought in one of my Tunguskas to assist, and we'll be bringing in a few other units to hold the line here. Smirch opens up. Targeting the 80 GM Dragoon. It's a powerful volley, however it gets unlucky. It doesn't manage to do the same amount of damage I was hoping for. Only the team that was lagging behind is affected, the others avoided the blast. This is the problem with the 80 GM Dragoon. Or not the 80 GM, the Smirch. It takes so long to fire. You sort of have to anticipate where the target's moving before you attack. I've never used the BM30s before. I wasn't aware of this, so the volley wasn't that accurate. However, the Hinds have come in and have definitely scared away the Dragoon. They won't be a threat for a while, but the Rolands are coming up. At this point, I knew that the Rolands were here, but I wasn't aware of any other units that were being brought up, so I thought this could be a golden opportunity to attack. As I had the TO-30, the TO-55 flamethrower tanks, the PT-71 recon with the 80 GM, and the Tunguskas. This is a small but effective force that could punch through the lines and reach the command vehicle for a quick kill. As you can see, they're bringing in more command vehicles to re-secure Juliet. I was trying to chase down the Dragoons, but I noticed the Roland, told them to watch out, and probably saved their lives. As you can see, they're relying very heavily on all these command and vehicles rather than armoured command. This is definitely not recommendable. You should always stick to command armour. Despite my Tunguskas are moving up, preparing to fire on the soldiers from us, which will be identified with the PD-71. My recon keeps now moved up and can clearly see the Roland. Can't get visual on the command vehicle yet, but as you can see, it's got very lucky. There's several rifle squads and APCs in the woods. It managed to drive straight through them. See, the PTR Conquerors have moved up, dodging the mortar shells. They fired the load, but they're running low. BTRs try and pick them up, but the ITOs will quickly pounce on them. See, we've got a 1,000 points advantage now. The Guscos have moved up to try and stop them, reinforcing any more helicopter zones, and the PT-71's open for anti-soldier mass as well as the AA guns. Unfortunately, they divert some Patton tanks to intercept the Tunguska before it can do anything dangerous. This point is definitely at a standstill now. They've now decided to replace the Sultan that was at Lima with the command vehicle, move it up. This is quite a good decision, as Lima is definitely more secure than Juliet. My BM30 submerged won't be able to fire on Lima with anywhere near the accuracy as Juliet. And once again, they have secured this entire side of the map. We've only secured 1 or 2 points, but we're focusing on wiping them out of Foxtrot. They've also secured Mike. They're definitely, you got the economical advantage. But they're wasting it. The PTR Conquerors, again, move up. They can now fire on the anti-aircraft artillery, the armoured recon, the toe keeps, chaparrals, the armoured recon, and they don't have anything that can fire back at it, except for the artillery. The PT-71 has moved up on the pattern. This doesn't have an AGM, whereas the PT-71 does, so it can just fire to AGM and knock them out one by one. Now up here, the TO-55s are moving up on the Rolands. It's hoping to get us the 200 points we need to win the game. They also have deployed a command helicopter here. Interesting choice, seeing probably was used to capture this point quickly at the start of the game. As you can see, they're moving all of their empty supply trucks away from the fight at 8 to ensure that they can keep them alive. And the TO-55s have spotted the Roland and opened fire. At this point, this line's definitely not going anywhere. Too many defenses to defend this command vehicle. But this command vehicle only has one toe keep to defend itself. We can now advance, knock out the Rolands and the command vehicle. As you can see, I've stopped the TO-55s. They don't have a very good stabilizer, so it's important with generally with pack tanks that whenever they're in a fight, make them stop. With that, the Rolands go down, give us the 7,000 points we need, and a minor victory for us, 6,115 points to 7,059. Throughout that game, as you can see, Team 1 had a huge points advantage over us. They had 8,000 points in that game. We only had 3,868. At that point, I had managed to get a small profit. I killed 2,700 units. I lost 2,600. My allies broadly the same. So overall, very close game. But as you can see, just because you have a lot more command points doesn't mean you're gonna win the game. Just make sure defend your command vehicles, and basically that's what could arguably won us the game. Definitely got me quite a lot of my points. Okay, that will be it for Wargame Weekend. Tomorrow I'll be releasing some Armoured Kill gameplay on Battlefield 3. If you want to watch that, feel free. And this is Agent. Goodbye.